just check that streaming. Put it on Do Not Disturb if I can find it. Careful, doggo, please. I've got an ashtray there.
I'd say that's how love consciousness works in a very similar way.
Yeah.
Because there's no spec to it.
Absolutely.
People are trying to ring fence it, but they can't actually do that because it pops up somewhere else, I think.
Yeah, no, that makes absolute sense. Okay, we are live. We are live here today. So, meditation circle. So, just a quick overview of what we're doing here. We've been doing this since June or July last year. And we've had some really good feedback from people. But what we realised, because we were doing it at a set time, 4 nights a week, and it was not fluidic. It was very rigid in how we were doing that, which meant that it wasn't going to be accessible to everybody. Also, we were using Skype, which is okay, but this is better. This is better. So, we thought we'd put it out there. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. You can comment whatever you experienced during this meditation in the comments underneath, or in the live chat. I can access the live chat, so if you have questions after the meditation, then I can answer your questions. So, it's in 2 parts, this meditation, and it's about 45 minutes, something like that. So it's in 2 parts because we set up the mind and the body for silence. That's the whole reason that it's in 2 parts. So we do a little bit of breath work, we connect to Mother Earth, Father Sky, we balance, we'll start with 7, because if you're not used to the other chakras, it could be, well, you might find that quite a challenge. So we'll start with 7 chakras today. Then we switch on the light in the DNA, which is amazing. And then we go into the silence, which is about 15-20 minutes. Okay? So, make sure you're comfortable. If you want a crystal, I've got this little beauty today. This is my dark moon crystal. It's a black moonstone, but it's a dark moon crystal. So if you need a crystal, go and grab one. Pause the video, go and grab a crystal. Make sure, so you can do this. You can do it laying down, but the tendency is if you lay down, you're going to go to sleep. So if you recline, make sure your knees are below your heart, and that way you've got more of a chance of not going to sleep. Not that there's anything wrong with going to sleep, but the first time you do this, you might want to stay awake. So you can do this sitting in a chair if you can't sit on the floor. You don't need to be sat in cross-legged position. You can have your legs out straight, whatever's comfortable for you. Okay? So, we shall begin. So we're going to close the eyes and just let the breath drop into the belly. So when you do this, it looks like you're breathing right down into your belly. But what's actually happening when you allow your breath to relax, what it means is the whole of your lungs are working. So when your diaphragm moves down and out on the inhale, your belly moves out, so it sticks out. And then when you exhale, it all falls back into place again. So we're just taking a few breaths here to begin with, leaving anything that was going on before you sat down, leaving that at the door for this short space of time. Okay, so we're going to come into the 4-4-8 breath pattern. So with this breath pattern, we breathe in for 4, normal breath, and then we hold the breath for 4, or suspend the breath for 4, and then we breathe out for 8. So we're going to do that now. We're going to do 3 rounds of this. Breathing in for 4, suspend the breath for 4, and breathe out for 8. Breathe in for 4, suspend for 4, and breathe out for 8. Breathe in for 4, suspend for 4, breathe out for 8. So allowing your breath to return to its normal pattern. Breath is relaxed, so you're not changing the breath. And just allow yourself to observe anything which you may be experiencing. Okay, so we're going to connect to Mother Earth and Father Sky. So that is the infinite creative energy, divine source energy, which is Mother Earth, and the quantum field of everything, every possibility in that void space, in the quantum space that is Father Sky. So I want you to imagine that you have a conduit that runs from the base of your spine and is as wide as your hips, that connects all the way down to the center of the earth. So it runs past the roots of the trees, the bodies of water, the crystal formations, all the way down to the center of the earth, where you will find, superimposed over the molten core of the earth, a crystal. And now this crystal can be anything that you wish it to be. Any size, any shape, any color, any type. So we're going to tune into the energy of that crystal. And then on your next inhale, we're going to bring that energy all the way back up that conduit into your body. And we're going to hold that at your heart center. And then we're going to move up, out of the top of the head, past the clouds, the stratosphere, past the planets, to the edge of the void space. And I want you to poke a hole through that with your finger. And then we're going to slip through that space into the void, the quantum. Father Sky. And tap into that energy of all possibilities. Everything that ever was, is, and will be. The still point of everything that is created. And again, we're going to bring that energy back down, past the planets, through the stratosphere, through the clouds, down, in through the top of your head to your heart center, and hold that energy there. Breathing, breath is relaxed. And just allow yourself to observe anything which you may be experiencing. So bringing your focus to your heart center. So this is, what I want you to do is I want you to create a safe space here. So it can look like whatever you want it to look like. So just visualize, picture that in your mind's eye. And what does it feel like to be in this space? Breathe. So in this space, holding these two energies of Mother Earth and Father Sky, I want you to feel what that's like to be held by these two very potent, powerful energies. What does it feel like to be held in this space? And just knowing as well that you are always connected to these two energies. It's like you're being cradled by these energies as you move through your day. And as you practice this more, you only need to come to your heart center to feel that cradled energy, if you like. Breathing. And just allow yourself to observe anything which you may be experiencing. So from here, we're going to activate and balance 7 of our chakras. So as we move through the 7 chakras, I want you to see this activation and balance as, so they all have a different colour. So I want you to see it either as a spinning wheel of colour, or it could be a pulse of colour, or something else. So we're coming to the base of the spine, the root chakra, and the colour red. Moving up through to your navel chakra and the colour orange. To your solar plexus, which is yellow. To your heart center, which is green. To your throat chakra, which is a light sky blue colour. Your third eye between the eyebrows, which is a deep indigo. And then to the top of your head, your crown chakra, which is a violet white colour. Take a few breaths here, sitting with what that feels like, having 7 chakras activated and balanced. And just allow yourself to observe anything which you may be experiencing. breathe. So bring your attention back to the heart center, to that cozy space you've created, which we will come back to time and again. So it's from this place that we activate the light in the DNA, which activates all 12 strands of your DNA. So the first 2 strands correspond to the physical body, and the other 10 strands correspond to the metaphysical body. So before we do that, I want you to visualize or see in front of you either a light switch, an on-off switch, or a dial which kind of works like a dimmer switch. So if you're new to this, I would suggest the on-off switch. If you've done this kind of work before, I would suggest the dial, because if you've already done this work on activating the light, we can then amplify it. So I want you to see that switch or dial in front of you in all of its detail. So what does it look like? What is it made of? How large is the switch or dial? Really get a sense of what it would feel like to switch that on or turn that up. Okay. So I want you to stretch out your hand and either switching on or turning up the dial. And as we do that, so the light activates in our DNA, and this light is intrinsically you. It is what you are comprised of. So this light begins to emanate from your heart center, and the color of this light can either be like a golden white color, or it can be rainbow colors, or it can be both. And as this light begins to move through your being, so it's moving however you want to see it moving, so it can either move through your body, and it's like, it would be like fairy lights switching on in your body, like 1,000 million fairy lights that begin to switch on. Or you can see it as a wave or a pulse of light moving through your whole body. So as this light moves through your being, it activates the first pair of DNA strands, which correspond to your physical body. And this is the physical healing work, if you like. Although it's not necessarily healing, it's more about allowing that energy to move through your physical body to dissolve any blockages which prevent your physical body from functioning at its optimal level. So as we allow this light to move through the physical body, any blockages, so that would manifest as physical pain in the body, or tightness, stiffness in the body, you can allow, if you wish, you can allow this light to dissolve those physical manifestations in the physical body. Breath is relaxed. And just allow yourself to observe anything which you may be experiencing. And as this light moves further through your being, it activates the second pair of DNA strands, which corresponds to your emotional body. So again, this is more about allowing this light to move through your emotional body to dissolve any blockages which may manifest as emotional trauma, any kind of emotional wounding that you may have experienced, which is preventing your emotional body from functioning at its optimal levels. So you can allow that to be done if you wish now. And as this light moves even further through your being, it activates the third pair of DNA strands, which corresponds to your mental body. Again, as we allow this light to move through our mental body, it dissolves, alchemizes anything which you feel may be stuck in your mental body. So that could be anything around memory, recall, your observational acuity, the ability to be the observer, is all of the mind. So anything around those aspects you can allow to be healed if you wish. They can be alchemized now. Breath is relaxed. And just allow yourself to observe anything which you may be experiencing. And as this light moves through your being, it activates the fourth pair of DNA strands, which correspond to your soul and all of its facets. So again, as we allow this light to move through, you can allow your soul to, and its facets, to be restored. You can allow them to be polished, if you like a diamond. So a diamond can be cut and polished so that it refracts and reflects the light. More on that in a later meditation. So you can allow that process of restoration to be done by this light. And we can do that now, if you wish. Breath is relaxed. And just allow yourself to observe anything which you may be experiencing. And as this light moves even further through your being, it activates the 5th pair of DNA strands, which corresponds to your soul cluster or soul family. So as we allow this light to move through this aspect of ourselves, what it does, if you wish, is it sends out a beacon to those beings who are walking the same or a parallel path to you, so that they will cross your path. They will come in front of your magical eyes, so you can connect with these people, these beings, whoever they are. So if you wish to activate that, you can do that now. And as this light moves even further through your being, it activates the 6th pair of DNA strands. And this corresponds to your connection to the cosmos, the everything of everything. So what we can do here, by allowing this light to move through, is we can activate the ability to see the bigger picture from a cosmic perspective, if you like, but also the small pieces that make up that bigger picture. So it's like standing on the top of a hill, surveying everything around you, so you see the bigger picture from that perspective, but you also see the fields, the trees, the roads, the paths, the other hills, which make up that bigger picture. So if you wish to activate that ability, that superpower, you can do that now. So with all 12 strands of your DNA activated, the light moving through your being, knowing that these 12 strands of DNA work in harmony together to bring you to a point where you can live your most divinely inspired, creative life. Breathe and allow yourself to observe anything that you may be experiencing. So we're now going to move into the silent part of this meditation. So make sure you're comfortable. And just allow your breath to relax. So as we move into the silence, your focus can either be on your breath as it moves in and out of your body, or you can focus on the stillness that you are creating in your inner landscape, which I guarantee will then be reflected back to you from your exterior landscape. And don't forget, if you find your mind beginning to wander, you can gently take it by the hand and bring it back to your point of focus. Breathing. Breath is relaxed. So we're slowly going to begin to take a slightly longer, deeper breath into the belly. And before we begin to move the body, we're just going to ground any energy, any excess energy. So I want you to visualize a ball of light above your head. And I want you to allow that light to move down through your body. And as it moves through your body, it collects up any excess energy that you don't need. And it's going to take it down that conduit that we set up earlier, all the way back down to the Mother Earth for recycling. So it's a bit like a Star Trek scan, if you like. You can do that a couple of times. And then we can begin to move the fingers, hands, toes and feet. Slowly moving the body. Coming back into your body. And then when you're ready, you can rub the hands together, get some heat in the palms of your hands. And then place the palms over the eyes. And then when you're ready, release the hands, open the eyes. Hello, Smurf. Come on then. And Smurf comes too. Nice. Thank you, Smurf. Clearly I needed that. So I hope you enjoyed that. Beep beep. Beep beep. 1 minute. Come in. Oh yeah. Thank you. Hello. This isn't for you. Come on. Beep beep. That's funny. Now that was a magical happening. I have to say. I know there's a parcel coming between 19 minutes past 3 and 19 minutes past 4. So I told it to not arrive until we finished the meditation. So literally, bang, meditation finished, knock on the door. Oh, I love this stuff. Right, let me just have a look. What are you doing, Smurf? Okie dokie. So if you have any questions about this meditation, or you want to share what you experienced during this meditation, comment below. As we go on, if you feel like you might want to send us a contribution for what we do, because we do this for free. If you go to crystalsrock.earth, on the donations page, there's different ways that you can, make a contribution to what we do. But the idea is that we get this out there for free, because I feel it's quite important for people to be doing all aspects of this meditation. In fact, not just the switching on the light and the DNA, but the balance, the connection, the chakra balance, and we're going to do more of that. We're going to bring in more chakras. And last night, because I do this balance and activation before I go to sleep, and last night when I did that, I got a very clear image of what is at the heart center. So I'm going to share that in a later video, because I was like, wow, that's really cool. So we're going to be doing these regularly on YouTube now, after doing them on Skype for 6 months. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, give it one of those, and if you know other people who might like it, either send them to the channel or share it with them. Because that's how we make a change. That's how we change what we see out there, by working in here. And the more people that work in here, the more we'll see change out there. Okay? So I think that's it. So I'm going to say cheerio, stay fearless, and I'll see you in the next one.